Japan joins calls for probe into WHO's coronavirus response. The WHO has been accused by US and allies of turning a blind eye while China withheld information.
Here's a summary of the article.
Japan will call for an investigation into the World Health Organization's initial response to the coronavirus pandemic, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has said. Foreign Minister Toshimitsu Motegi also said Friday that Japan is joining a chorus of calls for such an investigation, which should be conducted by an independent body. There needs to be a thorough investigation, and it's crucial that this be carried out by an independent body. A senior official with the Foreign Ministry, who spoke on condition of anonymity, said Japan plans to voice the view at an annual meeting of the WHO's decision-making body to be held next week in a virtual setting. Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison has also called for an investigation into the origin of the new coronavirus, standing his ground even as China announced plans to impose tariffs on Australian barley imports in a move many saw as retaliation. While Japan is falling in line with such calls, Motegi also stressed during the meeting of the Lower House Foreign Affairs Committee that any inquiry should take place after the global pandemic subsides. He did not specify which independent body he thinks should handle the task, saying at a news conference Friday that was something for the relevant countries to discuss.
This post received a score of 36,000, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
The WHO praised China for the response a fair bit. Edit, well this comment exploded a fair bit too. Didn't see that coming. China has been much worse in the past about sharing information. The praise was for China's benefit, to keep them from changing their minds about cooperating. Everybody knows what kind of a country China is. It mattered more to avoid alienating China than it did to avoid looking foolish.
And yet they managed to do both at the same time. Bravo. With the European Union, Japan will propose that a fair, independent and comprehensive verification be conducted, because
Japan, Italy and Germany back at it again, but now with backup.
Oh no.
Oh no, I'm in danger again, I'm Polish.
Don't get too much preoccupied. Just take a shower and let your worries vanish.
Much like Poland's sovereignty in 1939, let those worries melt away.
China threatening Japan in some way, in 3.2.1.
Wouldn't be anything new, they are historical enemies dating as far back as dynastic times.
The natural enemies. Like Englishmen and Scots. Or Welshmen and Scots. Or Japanese and Scots. Or Scots and other Scots.
You Scots sure are a contentious people.
You just made an enemy for life.
Damn Scots, ruinin' Scotland.
Considering Japan was ignoring this when their closest neighbor, South Korea, was going through hell early, I honestly think this is yet another political BS pulled by Abe to blame someone else for his own failure.
Abe said it will consider taking donations from Korea and asked Korea to donate test kits anonymously. LMAO. Abe is such a dick weasel.
I hope Koizumi's son can make a good run at being prime minister. He seems a lot more reasonable.
For the LDP, Taro Kono too, or any of the people in the opposition, there are many politicians much better than Abe in Japan. Hope when his last term ends in 2021 someone better is chosen. Not Japanese. Is there a reason why he won so many times? He seems to be quite a bad politician. He's quite a bad politician, yes, which in some ways it's actually a positive thing, considering some of the plans he had. His party also gets around 30 to 33% of the vote in every election since 2012, so they need to always form a coalition with Komeito to have a good enough majority in the Diet. Komeito also plays a huge role in helping the LDP get to that 30 to 33%, so they are very dependent on them, something many people overlook. I don't know if you have the time now to read this, but the short paper below 9 pages long, gives a really good idea of where their strength lies and why the LDP keeps winning, at least for now. The 2021 general election will be really interesting considering all his plans for constitutional change after the Olympics in 2020 before his retirement went out of the window.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to Speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.